Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We're reading from The Purpose of Life, and we are at chapter 6. The traveler's vine. Thank goodness for this vine, the traveler says to himself and looks down and screams. Directly below are the raging waters of a bottomless sea with high waves, continually crashing against the base of the cliff. Between the high waves are three poisonous dragons, a blue one, a red one, and a black one. Their bright red mouths wide open, just waiting for him to fall into their jaws. In horror, he shudders and clings tighter to the vine. His situation is truly desperate, yet, despite the extremity of his situation, his terror does not last. Fear of any kind eventually fades. No matter how terrified a person may be, their fear eventually wanes. Even the most intense emotions fade after a time. We might delight at having passed our exams, rejoice over marrying our sweetheart, mourn the loss of a beloved child, or sink into despair after losing our home in a fire, but no such feeling lasts forever, and our attention soon turns elsewhere. This is what happened to the traveler as well. As the traveler calms down, telling himself that struggling will get him nowhere, he realizes that he is famished and looks around for something to eat. He glances overhead and sees the most terrifying sight of all. Two mice, one white and one black, are circling the root of the vine and gnawing at it in turns. As we know, the vine is the traveler's lifeline. If the mice keep on as they are, one of them is certain to bite through the vine and send the traveler plummeting toward the ravenous dragons below. Forgetting how famished he is, the traveler becomes obsessed with chasing away the mice. He shakes the vine hard, but the pace of the mice's gnawing does not change. Rather, he finds that every time he tugs on the vine, something drifts down. He tentatively reaches out a hand and discovers that it is honey. Honeybees have built a hive at the top of the vine, and his pulling on the vine has caused drops of honey to spill out. The honey tastes so delicious to the starving traveler that he swoons, captivated physically and mentally by the honey. He forgets about the vision's kind of peril, the various kinds of peril he is in, and focuses solely on how to get more of the delicious food. He is utterly unable to think of anything else. Chapter 7.
Okay,
The
yeah, we
White.
can pause here. Yeah,
Okay.
Ashanla,
The,
thank you.
the,
You can,
yeah.
yeah, share your thoughts with us.
It's just, you, well, here's this guy, he went out and got he got paid a lot of money for his labors or his wares, and in a state of fear at the tiger that is getting closer and closer, he's running harder, and he's expending all kinds of energy, throwing away his property, his money, he basically down to his pajamas. And he goes through one thing to another in an effort to stop the inevitable instead of accepting it and appreciating it for what it is. Then I don't think he's spent any time in his life thinking about the fact that he could step outside his door and get ran over by a truck or whatever.
Mhm.
It's it's just how foolish we are. We are, we think we get a grasp on this thing called death, and but when that final moment comes, unless we are, you know, really in tune with the reality, we all want another day. You know, I once talked to a very wealthy man. I think I told you this story. And, I was working for his son, and he took me up to meet his father. His father was ridiculously wealthy. He could have supported 100 homeless people for a year and not lose a penny. But he told me, he goes, there's a child down the hall, 7 years old, and he's dying. He goes, I'm dying. And he goes, both of us would give everything up that we own or know for one more day. What's one more day gonna do? Th- In that state of mind, you're gonna have one more day of torment,
Mhm.
unless you suddenly realize that nothing I do is gonna stop this,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
It's just it just to me it highlights that we go to all these extreme measures when we could have had a much more enjoyable life
Mhm.
and we just accepted the fact that this is coming. We could have been more productive. We could have had more joy, more freedom, you know. When I know that the more I acknowledge and accept in my heart that, the longer I'm alive, the closer the day gets, you know. It, and I notice that I become freer,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
The decisions of the day aren't as heavy.
Mhm.
You know, there we are, samsara.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so it's not a depressing thing to confront the truth of life, the reality of life. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that the fact is, yeah, we are all holding on to a thin vine and we are all
Yes.
mortal beings. That's the truth. It's something that's happening because of impermanence, but we can learn about the cause of this suffering. Like you're saying, if we're attached so strongly, firmly to things that are impermanent, so we have to keep suffering. But
Yeah.
also, it's not easy to let go because, like you said, we all want to have one more day, one more hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so Buddha is guiding us from samsara, which is the realm of suffering, to nirvana, which is a realm of bliss. So the third noble truth states that there is a point of cessation of suffering. So yeah, we can be cured of this spiritual illness. We can get over it. That's the healing power of the Dharma. And yeah, then there is the truth of the way to the cessation of this suffering, the healing approach or the treatment method, the way to keep fit. So actually, this recitation and meditation, we are doing it on a daily basis, and I
Mm-hmm.
did my utmost effort to keep it at the same time, 6 a.m. Pacific time,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of time changes, because it establishes such a beautiful routine for all of us.
Yes.
Remind ourselves of the truth, the reality of life, which is bringing us to that healing. Yeah. So it's like the two sides of a coin. We might not see the other side once we're focused on this other side, but we are being guided. So that's the beauty of confronting the truth, even though it sounds very inconvenient to us or it's an unpleasant fact of life. Yeah, but that's what builds resilience in us. So thank you, Kevin, for reading that for us from the book, The Purpose of Life, Happiness That Transcends Old Age, Sickness, and Death by
Yes.
Kenta Takamori. Yeah, thank you. And you both have a wonderful Thursday.
You
Okay,
too.
thank you, everybody.
I will
Thank
see you
you.
later.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
you too. Take care.
Bye.